First grade, it's me and my buddy Rashid. He's sitting back there today. He's just going to supervise. We were talking about just how many words you guys know now and how you know how to study words, because we spent so much time in phonics talking about how to do that. And so I want to show you something really quickly. Oh, you don't want to see that. There we go. Do you guys recognize these names? Thumb up if you recognize them. Yeah? Okay, I recognize them as well. I'm going to move myself up here just a little bit. I recognize them as well. Those are some of the words or some of the names that we've studied this year. Cinderella, Cookie Monster, Gossie, Rashid, Lorenzo, Jonathan. Now, we know a lot more now than we did when we first started studying these words or these names. Before we would count the letters and we would say the letters and we would talk about what was at the beginning of the word, but now you know more. You know so much more about blends, about digraphs, about parts in words that I wonder if now when you look at them, you're starting to notice different things. So I'm going to give you a few seconds and I want you just to study those names and see if there's new things that you're starting to notice. Yeah. Okay. So here is what I'm starting to see. And I wonder if you're starting to see the same thing. I'm looking at the name Rashid. Well, you know, before when I looked at Rashid's name, this is what I really noticed. This E-E part of his name, because it reminded me of the word see. And I knew it would probably make the same sound. That's what I first started noticing. But now that I know about blends and digraphs, I noticed that Rashid has that sh blend, or digraph, sorry, sh digraph in his name. Okay? Did you notice that too? Good. You know, I was looking at Cinderella. And Cinderella, we talked about, you know, how her C makes the S sound. And Cookie Monster's C makes the K sound. But I noticed that there were some other parts in Cinderella. Like the word in was in Cinderella. And that E-R, I guess we would call it, it's really an R-controlled vowel, but a chunk that would go together. Cinderella. We've got that part. Just like and monster. Isn't that interesting? Or the double O in cookie. Cook looks a lot like the word, whoops, guys, I can't seem to highlight today. And I'll start from this end. Looks a lot like the word look. Cook and look a lot alike. And so Rashid and I were thinking, you know, we know so much more now than we used to know. And so we know how to study things differently. And I want you to know today that there are lots of ways for you to study words. Lots of things for you. Oh, my headphones are coming off. Sorry, guys. Lots of ways for you to explore new words and to look at them. So I am going to write a name on my board of a friend of mine. Okay? So I'm going to write her name, and I'm going to show it to you. This is one of my very best friends from high school. Do you know that name? It's the name Amanda. I want you to look at that name for just a few seconds. I want you to study it. What do you notice? Because we're not looking at this through the eyes of brand new first graders. We are looking at this name through the eyes of first graders who have been studying phonics for a long time now. So we have some really good ideas. So I'm looking at Amanda's name, and gosh, look what I'm noticing. Right inside of her name, there's a little power word. You guys know that word? Yeah, it's and, right? And so I know that I can use power words to make other words like sand, or maybe hand, or maybe land. It's pretty cool, right? Think about your name for a moment. I want you to write it down, either on a whiteboard or on a piece of paper with a pencil. Go ahead and write your name down. And then I want you to pause the video for just a few moments to see if you have noticed anything new in your name. Now, if you have a little short name, you might want to write your first and your last name. Or if you're really comfortable writing both names, Go ahead and do that, and I'm going to give you a minute just to study. So go ahead and pause your video. All right, welcome back. So did you find some new things in your name? Maybe some other like power words or other words that you know? Okay, well, I want to show you another word. Okay? Here's the other word I want to show you. This is not a name. Napkin. How can we study the word napkin? How can we use the word napkin? Because a word is never just a word. It's something that can help us figure out other words. Because words go together and are connected in so many ways. So look at that word, napkin. What do you see? You guys are seeing the reflection of my little light here. Yeah, I see this little word here. In, that's one of our snap words, right? What would happen if I put a K in front of it? In, yeah. And I can use in to make all sorts of words. How about thin? Or win. Take a look at this very beginning one. Do you guys know that word? It's nap, right? You can use that app chunk to make all sorts of words like cap or wrap or even sap. Isn't that cool how you can use that word? I'm going to show you another one. All right, you guys ready for this one? This is one of the snap words that we can use to help us write all sorts of words. We haven't done a lot with this one. Do you guys know this word? Yeah, it's the word got. And I was thinking to myself, well, what can I use got to help me write? Got. I mean, I can use it to help me write rot or lot. But what if I wanted to make an even bigger word? Can I use got to help me write forgot? Like, I forgot my slippers. I forgot to put the trash out. Forgot. Yeah. We can use for, which is a snap word. And we can use got, which is a snap word, to make the word forgot. How about this word? This is probably one of the very first words you learned in kindergarten. I know it was always one of the first words I taught when I taught kindergarten. It's the word can. Yeah, and it's got that part of a word that we can use over and over again, that power part. It has an, right? So what can we make? If we had an R in front of an, what do we get? Ran. Good. What if we add a P in front of an? What do we get? And. Perfect. How about an F? What do you think? I made fan. So writers and readers, today I wanted you to understand that we can use words to connect us to other words. So we can use those little parts of words that we see when we study them to make bigger, better words. Because now we don't just study them like beginning first graders who had never really done a lot of phonics work before. We study them like true first grade phonics professors, and we can use those words to help us in both our reading and our writing. All right, guys, hope you had fun at phonics. And Rashid will join me the next time. Have a great day.